Afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm looking around. I had to grab my phone and put it on silent. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. Hold on. I gotta put my stuff up there. Let the people know who I am. That's who I am. And gotta let the people know how they can get in touch with me. You can call in 513-717-5464. You can call in 513-717-5464. If you're new to the experiment, I don't know how to really describe it. I, it's me talking to a camera. And on the other side of that camera is, I don't know what, around 12 people listening and paying attention to what I'm saying and commenting back. And it's just like a small community of people having a conversation and really just kind of watching me make a fool out of myself. But we have fun. And every once in a while we talk about some serious topics and, try to think things through. Come on in, say hi to me. If it's your first time, this is how we do it. You go on your screen. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Twitter. I don't think the Twitter thing is working right. I'm gonna have to work on that because I never get comments from Twitter. So I think I might have some settings wrong. I'll work on that. Hopefully have that fixed by Monday. But what we do is we come in, you say good afternoon or hey or what's up or throw up deuces or whatever, salutations, any number of greetings, and let me know where you're checking us out from. And then we move on from there, all right? We got Robert Willis in the house. Robert Willis, what's up? Butler Brown from Cartersville, Georgia. Cartersville, Georgia. I had to look up Cartersville, Georgia. I don't know exactly where Cartersville, Georgia is. But I'll look it up. We got Paul C. Cunningham. Good afternoon. Anthony Prosser. Westwood. Ain't you normally checking in from Clifton, Anthony? You normally checking in from Clifton, right? That's not just my imagination. That happens sometimes. Yo says, man, ain't nobody on Twitch. Hold on, let me tell you right now. As of right this moment, you're right. There's nobody on Twitch. Nobody watching on Twitch. But sometimes people be watching on Twitch. They get mad. And then people, y'all know I'm hesitant to talk about Twitch because I think I got PTSD from just the name Twitch. I think I got PTSD, so I don't even want to bring it up. We got Black Russian. Good afternoon from Bond Hill. Good afternoon, Pamela Kenny. Says salutations, Oaktown. All right. Let me see. Carolyn Smith. Checking in from East Walnut Hills. She said today is her Friday. All right. Anthony say he work in Clifton. Okay, as long as it just wasn't my imagination. Y'all know I had the coronavirus. And believe it or not, I really believe that do some strange things to you mentally. I still, my recall, just in terms of even just words, names, some of it ain't coronavirus. Some of it is, I'm 52. I'm old now. You know what I'm saying? I got the little touch of having a hard time just remembering stuff. So some of it is that, but some of it is coronavirus. And I don't believe that a vaccination would have undid, it don't matter because words don't matter anymore, would have all of that. So that's that. We got Sean, good afternoon, Sean. And Yo Underwood checking in from College Hill. Tanika, I have to admit, for years I thought her name was Tonica. I thought it was Tonica. So I just never referred to her by name because that sounded weird. For the years that I knew you, and you would see me and you would say, hi, man. You and I would be like, hey, how you doing? I never said, hey, Tanika, because I thought your name was Tonica, but I didn't want to say it wrong and, kind of look like a fool. So I was just like, hi. Like there are certain people I never refer to them by name because either I don't know their name or I don't know how to pronounce their name. Hey, you. I'm one of those people. Um, let's see. Where we at? Scroll. Keisha Baxter. Good afternoon, North College Hill. Got a couple people in North College Hill. Sabrina, it's my sister Breenie. Good afternoon. Paul, so you want me to send you some Prevagen? No, I know somebody who used Prevagen for a long time and their memory got worse. His name was Lincoln Ware. No Prevagen. I just deal with it. I just think real hard. And then it'll come to me. You gotta grunt. There it is. So yeah, I just think real hard. TC, all right, checking you out. The little thing with you peeking out, that won't show on the screen. So I can't put it up there, but is the word you're looking for prevented? I don't know. I don't even remember what I was saying. It don't matter. Words don't mean anything anymore. Add S's to stuff. Say things wrong. It don't matter. This is 2023. I'm trying to let all that stuff go. As long as I can understand what you was trying to say. That's all that's important. We got Crystal. Hello, everyone. Checking in. Forest Park. All right. You can't beat that. Tanika is my worst nightmare. That's what I thought it was. Just look at how it's spelled. Tonica. That's what I thought. It's like Monica, but with a T on the end. But I was like, I'm not going to say that. So, yeah, for years, I just never called you any name. It's true. If you think back, you can never remember me calling you a name. But I always waved and tried to be friendly to you because you was a friendly person. Can't beat that. Afternoon, everybody present and accounted for. Emanuel from Bond Hill, working from home. Shahara, I got something special for you today. I got something special for you, specifically for you, because I know how much you love Lincoln Ware and the Lincoln Ware Show. A couple times today, because I think this might be what happens and it makes you love Lincoln Ware Show so much. A couple of times today, this is just for you, because I know you love Lincoln Ware. A couple of times today, the Wi-Fi gonna drop out. Just for you. I'm gonna simulate Wi-Fi dropping out. So the live will just randomly, without warning, end. And then I'll come back like 3 minutes later. Just for you, because I know you love Lincoln Ware. Well, I try to do my part. Daryl says, what's up? Checking in from north of I-275. All right, you can't beat that. Paul says, do the voice. I don't know what y'all talking about. What voice? I have one voice. But that's not true. I got like two voices. I got this voice, and then I got my sexy voice. But I don't really use the sexy voice all that much. Carolyn said Lincoln got a bad batch. he was taking that Prevagen like they was Flintstone vitamins. Flintstone vitamins wasn't really vitamins. My mama, for a small period of time, my mama had gave us some Flintstone vitamins. And I used to just eat them. They was candy. Terry Anderson says, good afternoon, downtown. All right. Can I adopt Lincoln Ware's alphabet trick? It don't work for Lincoln Ware. Kroger's. Yeah, that's right. Kroger's. Why not? Excuse me. Brenda says, hello from Fairfield, working at home. I just hiccuped. I was trying to swallow and I hiccuped at the same time and something weird happened. I know that looked and sounded weird to y'all. It felt weird to me. So we all in the same boat. Except for I was the one who did it. Scott, good afternoon from Ridge Avenue. That's very specific. All right. Janice says hi. Y'all know Janice is one of my favorite people. And I think she agreed with me a couple times yesterday. Janice, I think you will agree with me a couple of times today too. So stay tuned. And if you agree, then you got to type, I agree with you, Emanuel. If you don't agree, just keep that to yourself. Just keep that to yourself. You ain't got to share everything. Elliot, Joe Lewis says, go Steelers. All right. Tony says, what, E-Man? Just joining in. All right. Shahara says some terrible stuff. It wasn't even necessary. It was uncalled for. Uncalled for. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Regina, good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, let me run through these and do my good afternoon so I can get on to the meat of the show. Deborah from Forest Park. Thank you, Deborah. Brian Cherry, good afternoon from Pleasant Run Farms. All right. That sounds like somewhere to sell apple cider. That sounds like a place where you can go and buy some apple cider. He's on his way. Scott says he's on his way back to West Walnut Hills now. Let's see. Tony wants somebody to do a Lincoln Ware impersonation. Somebody do it. Tanika, don't mock my sexy voice. It's sexy. If it was all up in your ear, you'll be all moist. It's all right. Terry says, hey, from E-Town. All right. Twin says, what up, little man? That's a heightist. Don't be a heightist. Nikki says, good evening, everyone. Roy Bohannon. Every time I hear the name Bohannon, it reminds, what was that song where they say a Bohannon in the song? Bohannon. And then James Brown. What was that song? They were saying Bohannon in that song, wasn't they? Bohannon. I don't remember what the ladies were saying. Who needs a man when the beat that's fine? Bohannon. And then the dude came in, James Brown. That was a long way just because I saw the name Bohannon. Good afternoon, Roy Bohannon. Kenneth Jones, good afternoon. Tria says hey to everybody. Word in the hood, feds in Walnut Hills and E-Town. All right, well, be careful out there. Maria, good afternoon from North College Hill. North College Hill is in here representing. Let's see. It was from the Tom Tom Girls. Was it the Tom Tom Girls? I thought it was the Tom Tom Club or something like that. But either way, that's not all that important. Let me see. Let's scroll through. Tria says Tom Tom Club. Brenda, remember that song? Tom Tom Club. What was the name of the song, though? If you know, just throw it up there. If not, it ain't that big of a deal. All right. They are in their 8th ballot now. McCarthy is still not going to win. He is still not going to win. He got, of course, Jeffries got his 212. McCarthy got 201. Donald's right now is at 17. Others is at 3, and one person voted present. There was actually someone, I was watching the crazy pillow dude, Mike Lindell, I think is his name, with the little cross peeking out. And he was suggesting that, hey, look, there's no rule that says that the Speaker of the House has to actually be a member of the House of Representatives. And so he suggested someone nominate Donald Trump for Speaker of the House, somebody that all the Republicans could get behind. And then Donald Trump could come in there and he doesn't have to hold the position for the duration of this particular Congress. He can just hold the position for a few months and then he can designate someone else as Speaker of the House. That was Mike Lindell's theory. And sure enough today, Matt Gaetz, always one, to jump on Trump's penis. Matt Gaetz nominates or votes for Donald Trump for Speaker of the House. So it is crazy time. It is crazy time. A lot of crazy stuff gonna happen, but it looks like Kevin McCarthy is gonna lose the 8th ballot for Speaker of the House. This thing will just go on and on and on. And I know, look, it's frustrating to y'all. For some people, it's entertaining. Although I do have to say, I think it's a bad look. And they don't know how to do things. It's a bad look for the Democrats to be bringing popcorn and blankets. That's a bad look. You still got to look like you respect. The Democrats need to hire somebody. They need to hire somebody to teach them how to react to things like this. Bringing popcorn and blankets is not a good look. You show up, you be respectful, you vote for your guy, and sure, you can watch it go on, and you can kind of snicker at it a little bit, but you don't want to be so obvious and over the top with it. They're posting pictures to their Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, holding popcorn. That's a bad look. Any Democrats that are, stop doing that. Stop doing that. It's a bad look. Show up, be respectful, and just that be that. Just let that be that. Let whatever happens, happen. Now, let me say to the, 17, 18, 19, 21, to 21 people who are not voting for Kevin McCarthy, I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. I don't think that they should stop doing what they're doing. Because here's the way I see it. Let's say we're in a coalition of some sort. Right now, my number's telling me that across Facebook, YouTube, and my one person on Twitch, because they've joined us, you should say hi, just in case you are the person watching on Twitch. You should say hi so people can see that there are people watching on Twitch. But for the 52 people who are watching right now, that makes 53 of us, right? And if we had to unanimously, I know this ain't unanimously, just follow me for a second. If we had to unanimously vote for something and all 52 of y'all was on this side of whatever the issue is, let's say, because I posted something earlier today talking about how I believe that there should be term limits for the House, for the Senate, and then somebody brought up the Supreme Court, and I agree with that. So let's say we're voting on whether or not there should be term limits for the House and the Senate, and it had to be unanimous. And all 52 of y'all voted no. And everybody's like, Emanuel, why don't you don't have the votes to make it happen. Just give up and vote no with us. That's not going to happen. And if we had to keep voting and keep voting and keep voting, if I don't believe in it, I'm not voting for it. And if I'm the only one, then damn it, I'm the only one. But I'm going to stand my ground for what I believe in. Now, if these 21 people truly don't believe that Kevin McCarthy would be a decent Speaker of the House, or for what, it don't matter to me what the reason is. They believe he's not racist enough. They should stand their ground. And if everybody would vote like that, forget about who the popular candidate is. Forget about who you think is going to win. Forget about who the people have told you is going to win. Forget about who the party said is supposed to win. You vote for who you think is going to be the best in that office, in that position, for whatever you think is going to be. Well, that levy going to win anyway. I might as well vote for it. No. You vote. I just be on the losing side, but I'm going to stand for what I believe in. I don't think that there's enough standing for what you believe in going on in society. Now, do I agree with what they believe in? Because this is, the kind of extreme racists. So do I believe in extreme racism? No, I don't. But I respect the idea that that guy doesn't stand for what I stand for, and I will not give him my vote, my stamp of approval. And I don't care if we have to go through this for the next 12 years. It won't be 12, but you know what I'm saying. If we had to go through this for the next 2 years and vote, 4 times a day, 4 times a day for the next 2 years, I'm not voting for that guy. And that kind of does put the pressure on the rest of the Republican Party to say, hey, look, because at some point, you can't just blame the 21 people. They're not going to vote for that guy. And you got to be, if you're a Republican, you got to look at it and you got to say, okay, who will they vote for? Let's go in a room and let's look, who will y'all vote for? Y'all tell me who y'all will vote for, and then we'll see if we can come together around that person. I'm not mad at them for voting the way they feel. I'm not mad at them. Angela wants to know, has anyone abstained, or is that not permitted in this? I'm not sure if that's permitted. I know someone voted present, which is almost the same as abstaining in my view. And again, I should have looked this up last night, but I didn't. There is a way that they can lower that threshold. There's a way that they can lower that threshold where I think if a certain amount, and again, I had to look it up. I really don't even want to throw it out there and just be like totally wrong, even though the truth of the matter is words don't mean anything anymore. It's 2023. Right and wrong is all a state of mind, and facts aren't even really facts anymore. But there's a way that if the numbers of people who are voting are lower, the threshold for becoming the Speaker of the House is lower. So, and that's why one of the things they were asking the Democrats, like, people were suggesting that if Democrats showed up and voted present instead of voting for Hakeem Jeffries, or didn't show up to vote at all, then that would lower the threshold below the 218 and allow Kevin McCarthy to become the Speaker with like 200 votes, which he has. But I'm not 100% sure of the way that works. I'll look it up tonight. Maybe I'll look it up now. What the heck? Again, this is an experiment, and this is the kind of stuff that we do sometimes. Let me look it up. I can't put it on the screen because I got a new piece of equipment that's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm gonna have to take it back and get something else. Let me see. How can I don't care about that. All right. Let's see. McCarthy floats path to speakership with lower vote threshold. House GOP nominee Kevin McCarthy expressed optimism about winning the gavel Tuesday night as he emerged from meetings with allied members, floating the possibility of winning the post with fewer than 200. So you're sitting at 202, so you technically just need 11 more votes to win. Democrats have 212. You get 213, and the others don't say another name. That's how you can win. I don't know. Maybe I'm not under. That did not make it clear to me. That didn't make it clear to me. But there is a way, and I don't know what, I don't understand that. But there is a way for him to win with a lower threshold. Again, I have to research it tonight. I have to look it up tonight and figure out exactly what that is. But there is a way. But yeah, again, like I said yesterday, if the Democrats do anything, make any move to make it okay for him to win with a lower vote threshold, they don't deserve to be in power, period. And if I'm those 20 people, 21 people, and I feel like he's not the guy, I'm never voting for him. They will have to come up with somebody else. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't compromise my integrity for that purpose. But I do, kind of moving on, I do believe, like I posted earlier, that there should be term limits. There should be term limits for the House of Representatives and for the Senate. Now, I kind of laid out what I think they should be. I think 4 terms in the House. That's 8 years. You get 8 years in the House. 2 terms in the Senate, which would give you 12 years in the Senate. And 1 10-year term on the Supreme Court. That's what I believe it should be. That's what I believe it should be. And then once you've done that, if you want to run for president or something like that, you go for it. But I don't know. I'm not sure that I believe that you should be in the Senate for 60 years. The lady who's the president pro tem or whatever of the Senate, she's been in the Senate for 30 years now. She's been in the Senate for 30 years now. And she's only there because, what was it? Was it Patrick Leahy retired? Some of these people was in the Senate for so long. You shouldn't be able to spend your entire life in the Senate. So, but if they keep getting elected, sometimes we got to protect ourselves from ourselves. Sometimes we got to protect ourselves from ourselves. And yeah, we know that there are people who will elect the same person until the day that they die. Think Strom Thurmond. They will elect people until the day that they die, and they will know that they are not. It shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't happen. Right, Angela, that should not be their career. It shouldn't be. But, that's just how it happened. That's just how it happens. I think, in order to change that, I think you'd have to do a constitutional amendment. But if somebody worked on that, I'm not going to work on it. I just got, I'm not the only one who thinks this clearly. I would imagine, hold on, let me do it, Lincoln. I guarantee you that probably the majority of America agrees with me. That's for Shahara, because I know she loved Lincoln. I guarantee that it's possible that maybe a majority of Americans agree with me. And you could put this on the ballot and maybe, get it passed. I think it's possible. But I don't like it. Okay, hold on. Somebody, Black Russian might be explaining this to me. Being absent, voting present, or if there are vacancies can lower the threshold. For example, 8 people being absent or voting present can lower the threshold to 214, as had happened 2 years ago. Okay. Fame wants to know, would it be any better if they double dipped? Goes from city cop to the office admin or something like that? I don't have a problem with police officers, working that job for a long period of time. I do think a lot of them maybe get burned out and, maybe make some mistakes or something like that. Maybe some of them get mellow, but some of them maybe not so much. I think that's a personal thing. I don't have a problem with law enforcement doing it, but I think when you're dealing with positions like that, in my mind, that makes a difference. So, for example, Cecil Thomas was a police officer for a long time. And he went and like, he became head of the, what was it? Human relations. He ran for a city council. He became a state rep, then a state senator. I think he's back to being a state rep now. So he's been, and I'm not even saying this to take a shot at Cecil Thomas, but Cecil Thomas has been on the public welfare system like virtually his whole life. Like virtually his whole life. He went from police, which is getting paid by the taxpayers, to, I don't know if he went straight to human relations, which is getting paid by tax dollars, to city council, which is getting paid by tax dollars, to, I don't know if he went rep or senate first, getting paid by, but you got all of those things, those term limits. I mean, look, if you can work the system, like under my premise, somebody could work that system, become a representative for 4 terms, then go and become a senator for 2 terms. What, that's 8, that's 20 years right there. Then become the president for 2 terms. What, that's 28 years. And then, if you can finagle it and work your way to be appointed to a Supreme Court, then that's another 10 years. Now that's 38 years. You've been on the public welfare system. Just in that federal system. So you can still work it, but you're not in that same position, just sitting there, taking up a seat. So let's see, you get Cecil Thomas, he'll work for you, that's a promise. Woo! That wasn't Ric Flair, that was the beginning of the Cecil Thomas commercial. How do we vote on a new king? Well, king is a lifetime position, or until I, abdicate? Until I step down. Somebody step down. I don't know if they die. I don't know how the position of King of Talk became available, but I had to work hard to become the King of Talk. And one of these days, I'll step down. So, yeah, you can get a new king, but you don't vote for king. You win it in a pageant. That's how I want it, in a pageant. So that's that. They are now getting ready to commence. They're doing their little speeches to nominate for the 9th vote. There is no way to tell how many rounds this is going to go. No way to tell. But again, Democrats, leave the popcorn out. I get what you're trying to do symbolically. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't play well. You in a position where you can step up and look like you are above the fray. You don't want to look like, even though everybody know you enjoying it, you don't want to look like you enjoying it. You get what I'm saying? So put the popcorn down, leave the blankets alone, all of that kind of stuff. Oh, I got a call coming in. Let's see. Fame?
Hey, Emanuel, how you doing, buddy?
Fame, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm outstanding. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Cecil at all, especially living his whole professional life off of public tax dollars. Just hopping from public entity to public entity. Because it clearly shows that when it comes to black people, just being black is good enough for us. Because he hasn't done anything for us. He hasn't done anything positive
I don't
for us.
know. I don't know.
Let's be honest.
Hold on. I don't know if I agree with that. Now, you asked me exactly what has he done. I don't know, but I know he has advocated for us many times. He has stood up as a change agent for us many times.
Cecil had niggas fucked up with that Simon Leaf law.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
And nobody else did.
But that's one thing, like say, in his 60-year history of being on the public dollar.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
In his 60-year history of being on the public dollar, you came up with one thing that you didn't like. And that's
well, I ain't 60.
That's fine, but I'm saying he has stood up and advocated for things that I agreed with, that I believed in, and that I think was helpful for the black community. He has. So
he's the reason.
You said he hasn't done anything, and I just disagree with that.
No, Emanuel. He's the reason why Cincinnati does not have activists fighting against the police. He's the reason why instead of becoming activists, they become police.
How you figure that?
Iris. She seen how great that public pension was and said, hell, I'm done fighting them. I'm going to join them.
I disagree with...
You go disagree because he was your friend of the last 25 damn years. But this was really popping.
I disagree with the premise that's what Iris did.
Funny.
I don't agree with that's what Iris did. I think a lot of people want people to be out there fighting, and while they don't support them, and people struggle. But I know this about Iris, and again, I don't agree with everything. Me and
this ain't about her. This ain't about her. I want you to use her for an example.
I know, but I don't agree with the example, and it speaks to even what you're talking about. I say this stuff because I want people to know I'm not some jock rider for these people, right? I'm not on Cecil Thomas's jock. I'm not on Iris Rowley's jock. Me and Iris Rowley, we have disagreed on things. We've gotten into hardcore arguments where she threatened to beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine. I think at one point she threatened to have her husband and her son come and beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? We have been face to face, nose to nose, arguing, name calling, the whole nine. We don't agree on everything, but this is what I do know. Even in her current position, she's still advocating for better policing for the African-American community. So it ain't like she got her position and then was just like, oh, the police are right in everything that they do. Sometimes you are on the outside and you make change, and then sometimes you can move and transition to the inside and still advocate for change. And I believe that's what she's doing. And therefore, I don't believe, taking it back to the original topic, just because I disagree with Cecil about that daggone weed law, which I disagreed. I disagreed with Cecil when they was rioting, and even though he claimed he didn't say it, I know what I heard, and he was saying they need to find a reason to arrest those people, even if they're not doing anything illegal. I didn't agree with that. I don't agree with a whole lot of what Cecil Thomas does and says. But I also know, and I think this is the mark of a mature person. I say that at the risk of patting myself on the back for being mature. I think that one of the marks of a mature person is that you can look at a thing, a person, a situation, and you can say, I didn't like that, and that. But I did like that, and that. And so you don't classify that person, that thing, that situation as all bad, which is kind of what you're doing with Cecil Thomas. I don't think Cecil Thomas is all bad. Fame? Fame. I just don't. I don't think Cecil is all bad. I just don't. It's just I feel like people should, I don't want to say we have to, but I feel like people should be able to be open to looking at things and saying, this I like about that person, especially when you're talking about somebody in the public. This I like about that person. This I don't like about that person. Without I didn't hang up on Fame. Fame hung up. And Fame can call back and finish his call. I did kind of filibuster him, but I wanted to get that out because I don't like it when people do that. I don't like it when people do that. It'd be different if he was talking about Donald Trump. I say that just to make some of my hardcore black Republicans mad. Well, why Donald Trump can't have some good stuff about him? Tell me some good stuff about Donald Trump. I'm open to hear it, even though I don't know that you can. But I think that's not a fair thing to say. That's not a fair characterization of Cecil Thomas. It's not a fair characterization. And I'm aware enough to look at Cecil and look at other people and say, I didn't agree with that. I thought that was a horrible idea. I thought that law was, that weed law, I thought that was awful. Awful. But that don't make him overall a bad guy. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Ben says, you do not have that type of optimism. I do. He says, you call all police bad. I defy you to give me one instance of me actually saying that. One instance. I've never said that. I've never said that. Because I don't believe that. Do I believe the majority of them are bad? Based on what my definition of bad is? Yes. Yes. And I'll explain that. My definition of the majority of them being bad is there are some quote unquote bad apples. But if you sit back and you let the bad apples be bad apples and you don't do anything to stop them, you don't report them, you don't speak out against them, you just let things happen, and you're like, well, I'm not the one beating nobody's ass. But you watching somebody beat somebody's ass, and you're like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm a good cop. No, you're not. So based on that, I would say the majority of them are bad. But I don't necessarily believe the majority of them are actually participating in some of the bad behavior, physical bad behavior. Let me see. We got another lie. You have never spoke good on any police. That's not true. That's not true. I tell y'all all the time. Some of my best friends are police. I tell y'all all the time that I know some good police officers who would never do some of those things. I speak good on police all the time. Sorry, you can't corner me with that nonsense. It's because you're saying things that are not true. You're saying things that are not true. And then he says, you're going down a slippery slope. I'm not. I'm standing firm on the ground of righteousness. I park here. At least I try. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. But I believe in term limits. I believe there should be term limits. And I'm speaking specifically about federal term limits. So, let me see. Hold on. GC put some stuff up there that I didn't get a chance to get to. I'm not ignoring you, GC. GC says, Cecil has done more than people know. He fought for Sentinels against the FOP. I could go on and on. And that's true. Again, there are some things I know about Cecil Thomas and things that he's done to stand up for black people. I don't know everything he's done, but I'm sure he's done more than I know. So, yeah. Let's see. Fame says he didn't hang up. The call dropped. But no, I didn't hang up on Fame, and apparently the call dropped. So you had some cops over for dinner? Some of my friends are law enforcement officials. And yeah, I've had them over to my house. Like, I wasn't like, hey, you're a police, come and eat. Like, no, but we cool. And so, you know, there was a time when I was with a young lady and she liked to throw dinner parties. Yeah, dinner parties, you know. But it was a thing. And some of my friends would come, you know, I would invite people, she would invite people, and we would all come to these dinner parties. And so I've had some of them, some law enforcement officials, over to my house for dinner. Yes, I'm not ashamed of that. Yeah. Scott says, I believe that they should have a limited amount of time they can be in office. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. So you 50. I knew it. I'm 52, actually. Not ashamed of it at all. Not ashamed of it. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. That's the number to express your opinion. There was since we're talking about police. In New York, this is actually coming from The Root. They show this video of the police beating up this black girl. I'm going to read from The Root. A video is circulating on social media of an NYPD cop beating on a 14-year-old black girl, according to the New York Daily News. The officer was reported to have struck the girl 9 times and also hit other teens who were trying to pull him off of her and shield her from the punches. The officer was suspended as a result. Okay, on Tuesday, at a bus stop near Edwin Markham Middle School, Kiana Robinson saw her 12-year-old sister get into a physical altercation with another girl. The report says Robinson jumped into the fight to defend her sister when police arrived. The cop, identified as Nicholas Scalzo, went to arrest Robinson's sister when Kiana interjected, leading to another physical altercation. I asked the cop, what are you guys doing? And he pushed me, and I hit him 2 times, she told reporters. It happened so quick, I couldn't even think straight. I just thought they were going to break up the fight and take us to the precinct. What followed is where the video picks up as Scalzo is recorded repeatedly pounding on Robinson's head with his fists. She punched back a few times before trying to flee. And the video is there on the roof. Again, I got a piece of equipment that's not working appropriately. Otherwise, I would have been able to play the video, but I'll have that fixed by Monday. But yeah, there is an actual video. And I mean, he is pummeling her. As a result, Robinson was arrested for obstruction of arrest, and her younger sister was arrested for assault. According to the New York Daily News, police brought Kiana to the hospital, though her mother, Tanisha, was not aware of that until hours later. She says, I was informed that my child had been taken to the doctors, and that kind of caught me a little bit off guard. I wasn't sure why she had to go to the doctor. When her girls were released from police custody and they arrived back home, Robinson saw the video. She said, I had no idea about it. I was hurt. It's upsetting when a female was hit by a male, but this is a juvenile by a police officer, so it just brings it to another notch. Now, Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell, if I botched the name, forgive me, suspended Scalzo without pay after the swift surfacing of the video. The NYPD Internal Affairs Bureau is also investigating the incident. Mayor Eric Adams commended the suspension, but also insisted, see, this is the part where I get a little upset, but also insisted this shouldn't hinder the community's trust of police. Again, I saw the video. He is pummeling her. But, you know, I'm a little half in, half out on this one. Okay, you come to break up a fight. The police come in, he push you away, you hit him with a two-piece. Do I believe the police should have the ability within himself to say, this is a 12, this is a 14-year-old, whatever, let me just arrest them, instead of, oh, hell no, you're not going to put your hands on me and go to whooping ass? Sure. I do believe that. I believe, police. And again, I need police academies to stop teaching law enforcement that socking people in the face is a good police tactic. I don't like that as a police tactic. Socking somebody in the face, punching them. And I can't think of an opportunity that I've seen either in person or on video where police square up with people, start punching them, and then they just submit, turn around and get arrested peacefully. I don't know that the punch in the face is the best police tactic. But at the same time, you shouldn't be punching police. You knew y'all was gonna get arrested. She said it. She thought they was gonna come, break it up, and take them to the district. So you knew y'all was gonna get arrested. So when he comes and pushes you away to break everything up, and you start socking him, I don't know. I don't know. But the whole, well, this shouldn't make us lose our faith in this incident in and of itself, Mr. Mayor, is not what's hindering the community's trust of the police. It's the police history that's hindering the community's trust of the police. And so if you got this long history of bad behavior towards a community, you can't just say one day, all right, we changed our mind, we're going to do everything right from now on, and then expect the community to trust you. It's like, okay, well, they might have did the right thing that time, but what about the other 37,000 times? Oh, okay. Switching back to the Speaker of the House. They're on their 9th ballot. I mean, already with 7 votes that are not for McCarthy from the Republican Party, it looks like McCarthy's going to lose on this 9th ballot as well. He's going to lose on this 9th ballot as well. So we're going to lucky number 10. Lucky number 10. And then maybe lucky number 10. Maybe he'll win. Lucky number 10. Fingers crossed. But we'll see. We'll see. But it don't look like he gonna win number 9. I mean, they still got to finish the vote. And if everything holds the way that it has normally held, those 7 votes are enough for him to not win. So Tony wants to know, do they have unlimited votes? Yes. They don't have a choice. Like, they don't. I know I explained it yesterday, and if y'all tired of me explaining it, then forgive me, but it really does sound confusing. But yes, they have to vote until they get a speaker. That's really all they can do. They can't conduct any business until they get a speaker. Period. So yeah, they will vote over and over and over and over until they choose a speaker. Unlimited. what was it, 18 something? I want to say it was 1835, but I could be messing that up. They did 133 ballots. So we really just now potentially getting into it. Just now potentially getting into it. We only on number 9. They did 133 before they came up with a speaker. So, yeah, they had unlimited because this is all that they can do until they get a speaker. They can't investigate Hunter Biden's laptop, Ben, until they get a speaker. They can't do it. Because y'all know that's their big thing. That's the big thing they want to do. Investigate Hunter Biden's laptop. Somebody need to just get up there and speak under the Republicans and say, hey, look, y'all holding us up from investigating Hunter Biden's laptop. Then maybe they'll all come together and be like, yo, you're right. That is the most important thing to do in the world, is investigate that laptop. So, well, yeah, let's do that. Guys say they want to be in power so bad, but they can't agree on what they want. There's a few of them that just don't agree that Kevin McCarthy is a good choice for speaker. And those 21 people are going to stand their ground. And I stand in this very rare instance, I stand on the side of them having the right to vote for the person that they want to be the speaker. They should not have to vote for somebody that they don't believe is going to either do a good job or represent them. They just don't. Will says, I go in there and talk that ass they want to hear. I might have a shot. You might. Because again, I didn't know this until last night, till listening to Mike Lindell. And then I heard a few other people say, well, what he's saying is right. You don't have to be, which is the weirdest thing in my opinion. You don't have to be a member of the House of Representatives. They can elect virtually anybody to be the Speaker of the House. So they really could, if they wanted to, which thank goodness they won't, but they really could elect Donald Trump as Speaker of the House. Some of y'all are like, no, Emanuel, that's got to be wrong. No. He's not elected to any position, but they can elect anyone to be Speaker of the House. You do not have to be an elected representative. A lot of the stuff that we believe you have to do, a lot of this stuff is just tradition. I mean, it's logical and reasonable, but it's just tradition. It's just tradition. Angela says, you got to remember how this country started. Not strange at all. No. Will says, wait, what? Yeah. Traditionally, they elect someone who is a member of the House of Representatives, but it can be anyone. It could be the king of talk. It wouldn't be the king of talk, but it could. It could be you, Will. Like you said, you get up there, you talk that shit, and then they'd be like, yeah, we want this guy. We want this guy. Look, if you can run the Freedom Museum, you can run the House of Representatives, man. I say go for it. Call Greg Landsman. I know you got his number. Call Greg Landsman. Say, hey, G, because I believe that's what you call him. Hey, G, this is Will. Man, look, nominate me for Speaker of the House. You go on, take that drive or flight up there. Talk to the radical wing of the Republican Party. Put on your radical hat. You know what I'm saying? Talk with a Southern twang. Use the N-word, but don't say the N-word. Say, nigrous. We need to get them niggers under control. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a good Southern twang. I'm not Southern, but I know you got skills, Will. You can do it. Then talk to the traditional ones and be like, hey, we need to show them that this is a party of diversity. Get Greg to talk to a few of the Democrats. Like, look, I know this dude. He ran the Freedom Museum in Cincinnati. He can do it. You get up there, they put your name in there. Next thing you know, Will Jones is the new Speaker of the House. Oh, I'm sorry, I made Ben mad. You minimize the laptop because you have been told to do so by the so-called journalists you don't agree with, making you feel like it's not important. Well, I minimize it because it's not important. Even if I assume all of the nonsense that you believe about the laptop, what do that mean? What do it change? What does it affect? Okay, y'all got some dick pics of Hunter Biden naked on a laptop, potentially doing drugs. Okay. And? Brenda says Hakeem Jeffries is in sight. No, Hakeem Jeffries is not going to win it. He will end up with 212 votes. He needs 218 to win. All the Democrats will vote for him. He's not going to get 6 Republicans to vote for him. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Brian says, yeah, it's really not important. It's not. It's not. Fame says, y'all see Shannon Sharp resigned and is now taking the tight end coach job at Colorado with Deion. I did not see that. Hold on, Fame, it's not that I don't believe you, but, I kind of don't believe you. So I have to look it up. But if that's the case, then I don't have a problem with that. I'm looking. Shannon Sharp. I don't see that on any of the news sites. I'm not saying it's not true. I don't even see where Shannon Sharp is saying that. Yeah, I don't see that, but I'll keep that. I'll keep an eye out for that. Will, putting together his platform, says, hey, we building the wall. I'm sending all the immigrants back to their countries. To hell with critical race theory and tax cuts to everybody making $500,000 and up. And run me Hunter Biden's laptop. We in there. Will, I think you got it. You got it. Call Greg Landsman. I think you can do it. Veronica says, you think having a black woman currently in charge of the House would make the GOP scramble to get behind one person, which makes me wonder what's really behind the chaos. I think you might be looking at it wrong. The black woman in charge of the House, she's only overseeing this. That, for the most part, that's all she's doing. Again, they can't do so it's not like she takes the role of Speaker of the House. So I don't want to say this as dismissive of her because I don't mean it this way, just realistically speaking. They don't care about her being in charge of this. They don't care. It's like, oh, we got a black lady in charge. Like, so what? She can't do nothing. No, I got a call coming in. Welcome to the afternoon experiment.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing, sir?
Oh my God, man! I was watching your show on the big screen.
Oh,
on 50-inch, man.
all right.
Talking about that political aspirations.
Yes.
Man. Then I heard you talking about the police beating up on that little 12-year-old.
Actually, 14, I believe. The one who is in the video getting beat down.
Yeah, man. When you said it, I pulled it up immediately. Man, I can't. You like you said, they can't say you talk about police because you went easy on it. That was a massacre. He was beating her like a grown man, wasn't he?
Okay, yes, he was, but she was fighting back. And
what other choice she got? She didn't want to die.
She could have not fought in the beginning.
Yeah, but like you said, as an adult, man, you don't start whooping up on kids like that, man. That is shit. He might land in prison beating on it like that. That is appalling. And she's an African American sister. He's white, so you got the racial aspect. You know what I mean?
I do. I know what you mean. I just look. I don't know. Should he have been beating her up? No. Should she have hit him? No. He got suspended without pay. They're investigating. I mean, this is one of those incidents where you say it was bad done on both sides. I wish him as the adult would have handled it, as the adult and the legit authority figure would have handled things better. But this isn't a George Floyd, type situation. This isn't a Rodney King type situation, in my opinion.
It's worse. They was grown men. She a little kid. You beating on a kid, that's child abuse.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm saying he's wrong. He should have done something different. I don't know why, but to me, this doesn't rise to that level.
I mean, like you said, the Floyd and Rodney King, that was, George Floyd ain't even make it out of that. You know what I mean? He put his knee on his neck and smirked and everything, but this is appalling. I mean, I couldn't believe that. He whooping on, multiple punches. Can't fight worth a lick, neither. He throwing up, he beating on it like he can't fight. Like, okay, let me beat on the kid because I can't whoop no adult like this.
It wasn't a good look.
Oh my God. And I got caught up in that traffic downtown yesterday.
No, what traffic downtown?
Man, the president of the United States himself
was
here.
Right. He was over there in Covington, yeah.
Man, they blocked off every street downtown Cincinnati, Emanuel. Every street was blocked off, gridlocked. Main Street, 4th Street. All of them was blocked off. You know what I did? Got out my car, relapsed, went straight to the casino. You hear me? Went straight to the casino, relapsed.
How did you get to the casino? If everything was blocked off, you shouldn't have been able to get to the casino.
I walked.
Oh my goodness. So you just parked your car, got out, and walked to the casino.
Straight up dope fiend. Went to the casino, got on them dice. And I knew, after I left, I thought about you. I said, yeah, because I missed your show yesterday. I know you missed my show. You missed my call. I hit you up every day, so I missed your show because I was up in that casino, man, stuck in traffic. I was in there about an hour, then I couldn't take it no more. I walked to the casino, man. Oh, it was sick, man. It was sick. And I hadn't gambled in like 7 months, 8 months. Fell off the wagon.
Well, you were still gambling. You were just doing it online.
Yeah, without no money, though.
That's still gambling. Man. Still gambling.
Yeah, but then yesterday I was in the casino with real money. Real money.
Did you win?
Yeah, I won $200.
There you
200.
go. There you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm like, damn. But yeah, I had to. I'm like, all you had to do was give me an excuse. I'm up in that mud shooting dice. That 4 came back. Trey Ace. 3-1 came back for me, man. I bet $150. Won that, man. I was happy as hell. You hear me?
All right, if you say so.
But yeah, because you know that paper real, but like I said, it only hurt when you lose. You know what I mean? Luckily, I didn't lose. I started off losing, but then I came back, and then when I started getting low, I just bet my last 150 and came up. I was like, hell yeah.
Hold on, you spent your last 150?
Yeah, I bet it. Like I was down, like, you know, I was up, and I was trying to get to that, you know, I was up about 150, and then I was trying to get to that 50 more to get to 200 and lost. And then I just bet, when I got all the way back down to 150, I bet the whole 150 and hit it, brought the 4 back.
All right.
Brought that Trey Ace. It was, I mean, it's hard, but that, I mean, at that, I was like, yeah, that's that dope fiend stuff right here. You know what I mean? Because if I wasn't stuck in traffic, I don't think I would have went. But I just needed an excuse.
All right.
Yep.
Well, if you claim that this is an addiction for you, my suggestion to you is stop gambling altogether. Don't do the virtual thing. Don't do the not real money thing. Just stop.
I mean, that in a perfect world, but you know, we all human. We make mistakes. You know what I mean?
But that's
we
not
make mistakes.
Hold on. You can't call it a mistake when you parked your car and walked to the casino. You didn't accidentally walk to the casino. You weren't like, oops, I'm in the casino. You made a decision to pull over, turn off the car, lock it up, get out, cross the street probably 2 times, walk up to the casino, go in, do whatever it is that you got to do. That's not a mistake. That's a decision.
Yeah, decision. Just like it's a decision to put the crack pipe to your mouth.
Well, you
right?
can't call it. So I don't look at that. You can't call that a mistake, in my opinion. That's not a mistake.
Mm-mm. No, it ain't a mistake. You know what you're doing. You hooked. You addicted. But like what you were saying about you was talking about that R. Kelly. You said you watched that R. Kelly Revisited.
I watched the first half of it, and then I saw some elements from the second half.
Man, you know what I figured out with the R. Kelly thing? This ain't nothing but the same thing from back in the day. It's like a reboot of him because the same girl testified in this trial.
It's the same.
Remember,
it's the exact same case. I mean, they're just rehashing the case. That's it.
Yeah. It's like double jeopardy, right?
Well, no, it's not. This is not a legal proceeding. So it's just bad TV.
No, I'm talking about in the legal proceeding, the girl from the tape testified. She finally admitted that it was her. Remember?
No, but that's not
the grown woman.
No.
Because remember, the woman you was naming was grown as hell. You was like, he met this one at 19. He met this one at 22. Mm-hmm. So the one they got him on is the one that was in the tape. And she testified in the trial.
Well, she might have testified, but it wasn't for that particular case. It was like racketeering. So it was they charged him, and somebody, if I'm expressing this incorrectly, please correct me, but they charged him with racketeering. They charged him with having an organization that was committing these illegal acts across state lines. So it wasn't just one case. It's you've been doing this. You have this criminal organization that does this, and you know what y'all doing is illegal, and you're basically the mastermind behind it. So you're getting charged with it.
So is multiple people in trouble behind this?
Multiple people did go on trial. Some people got acquitted. Mr. Kelly got convicted.
Yeah, man. So he got to do a 30. He got to do a 30-year sentence.
I don't remember what his sentence was, but there's a good chance that he'll never get out of jail.
Woo-wee. He's like, you're ready. Hey, see, he should have just. Hey, if I would have bet, I just want to ask him, like, do you think like Halle Berry or Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, do you find them women attractive? I would like to ask them that. Like, why the hell? Like, I just want to know, is he attracted to them type of women, or he'd be like, nah, they ain't gonna look
No,
good.
I'm sure he would be attracted to them as well. Remember, he met the one girl when she was 33. He just
Damn.
he's meeting women, he's dealing with them, and he likes to dominate and control them and humiliate them, and I guess somehow that's his thing. Now I don't know that Halle Berry would let him rub feces all over her face and make her eat his doodoo.
Hold on. That sounds like a theater. Now, do you believe this type of stuff was going on?
Yes.
What makes you believe he was wiping? What woman gonna let you wipe feces on her for one? I mean, how much dumb shit will you believe when the media put it to you? I mean, that don't even sound true. Why would you believe something like that?
Why would she lie about that?
So you can get on Lifetime and get some money and make your podcast. So you for fame.
I don't know.
The reason people lie all the time.
I don't know about that. I believe it happened. She wasn't the only one who said that it happened. So they just got together and said, all right, we're going to say he made us eat doodoo.
What woman have you ever met in your life, 52 years, that's going to let you smear feces in their face? What are you talking about, man?
Maybe that's why a lot of these girls that he got was young girls. Because he could do that and manipulate them. And he had power over them and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That sounds far-fetched, man, but
oh my God.
Hey, if you say so, it just sounds crazy to me now. You talking about that? I mean, it don't even seem like he would like to do it. I mean, I heard about women getting flew out to to the overseas and getting that stuff done to them, but I didn't know that's what they said R. Kelly was doing. Lord.
Yes, that's what they said R. Kelly was doing. Yes.
But you got to think the media try to portray the black man as evil, like monster, like we like that. So that's what it looks like to me. You know what I mean? Because look how many people you could do a surviving series on, but you choosing a black man to do it.
Well,
so that's what's making you think. I think
they did one on Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep. Yeah. He was a monster. Now I believe that. They didn't say he was putting feces on him.
I mean,
he was messing with young girls.
It's a lot of monsters out here. You got R. Kelly, you got Bill Cosby, you got monsters galore, Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein. It's monsters galore. Women too.
Oh my God! So you don't watch no Harvey Weinstein movies neither?
Not that I know of.
So you still think Bill Cosby was guilty? You haven't been convinced otherwise?
Bill Cosby was guilty.
I thought you would have knew by now, man, after what they did to Kyrie Irving, man. I thought you would have knew. That's what they do to brothers,
all right,
man.
CK, I got to let you go. You getting in the nonsense territory. I appreciate your call.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's CK. Y'all mad because I'm not saying that CK is crazy. It's only like two people. But look, when he say nonsense, I say it's nonsense. I say it's nonsense. And Brendan talking about if I would have called, then he would have hung up on me or got me out of there. No, if you call, which you won't do, but if you did call, I would have a conversation with you. That's what I do. That's what I do. Janice says his wife was grown when he met her. She was one of his background dancers, and she has some terrible stories. Yeah, she said he hog-tied her. That's what she said, he hog-tied her. So yeah, monsters is out here doing monstrous things. And yeah, I believe those women. Yes, I believe those women. Now, I did see something, and I didn't watch the second because I forgot that the second portion was on. But they kind of got into the Aaliyah stuff with R. Kelly. And I kind of blame Aaliyah's parents now, because one of the things that they said was that he had her do a NDA, non-disclosure agreement, where she wasn't allowed to talk about things that happened between them. He wasn't allowed to talk about. But the reason that they signed it was that, he would either turn over or sell her family the rights to her music that he owned. And I guess I get that as a business deal. But then when you hear that all of these other young girls are being subjected to the thing that your daughter was subjected to, NDA out the window. Damn the rights to this music. I didn't like it when it happened to my daughter. I'm not going to sit back and watch it happen to countless other people's daughter. But again, that's easy for me to say from the outside. That's easy for me to say from the outside looking in. But I think that if I was on the inside, I would be feeling the same way. I don't think, and I had to keep on trying to say, I don't think that I would be bought off in that way. I don't think I would. I think I would just be like, no, we gonna tell the world what you did. And, she's a star. So she's gonna have some credibility. And even if we don't get you, because they said, according to the article that I read, one of the agreements in order for them to not press charges against him was that he had to either sign over or sell them the rights to her music that he owned. I'm not going to press charges on you. And some of this stuff that they testifying to in court about the beatings and the raping and the feces, they saying that same stuff happened to Aaliyah. So they saying this ain't new stuff. Like, he ain't got no new hits. He just keep replaying the hits just with different girls. So you let this man do this stuff to your daughter, and then you agreed to not press charges for money? But then you saw that he was doing this stuff to other people's daughters, and you still just sit back counting your money like, hey, but we paid now. I don't know what they gonna do, but we paid. Come on. Come on. So I blame, of course, R. Kelly. First and foremost, R. Kelly. Those people who helped him, the ones who knew what was going on, and the ones who claimed they didn't know, turn a blind eye. I blame them. But I also blame the people who decided to, I must call it, turn the other cheek for the right price. Not signing no NDA. Not on nothing like that. I'm not agreeing to not pursue charges. I know some lawyer probably told him, like, hey, look, you can pursue charges if you want to, but there's no guarantee that a DA would pick up the charges, and then there's no guarantee that he would be found guilty. And then the only thing that you'll have is the ability to say you press charges or you wanted to press charges, but you'll walk away with nothing. He'll own the rights to her music. He'll still be able to do this to other people. It won't undo the things that he did to her, and then you'll be out of a lot of money and you'll be stigmatized. So it's probably the best thing to do is to take the money, take the, sign the NDA, don't press charges, and you own the rights to this music. Because at least then she benefits from it in some way. Some lawyer somewhere told him that. I can guarantee you that that probably happened. But I wouldn't go for it. I wouldn't go for it. Janice says, before they signed the contract, the rights to the original writing would be mine, or at least more than 50%. I just wouldn't do it. Angela says, I find that highly disturbing. And I'm really disturbed by it. I'm really disturbed by it. People don't, and the argument could be made, maybe I'm doing the same thing with this cop in New York. I don't think that people take serious enough these predators out here preying on our women. And I don't even really want to get into it because I've said it before. I said it then. I said it. I'll say it again, and I mean it. If R. Kelly was doing this to white women, R. Kelly would have been in jail a long time ago. When the first recording of R. Kelly came out peeing on a 14-year-old white girl, he would have been in jail. That would have been it. We wouldn't have had no "You Remind Me of My Jeep" and "Step in the Name of Love." That would have been it. He would have been in jail. Will says, and boys too, for that matter. And yeah, that's true. We don't even think, I don't think about it when it's boys. I'm going to be honest. And it's bad. And I probably should start thinking about it or think about it more or take it more serious or whatever. And I don't know why I don't. I don't know. I guess I was a 14-year-old boy myself. And in my mind, I could never see myself in that situation. So I guess because of that, I don't put other people in that situation, even though clearly there were boys in that situation too. But I'm telling y'all, if that had been a 14-year-old white girl, now okay, if nobody knew about it, but we saw it on video. And he was still rolling around for years making music. And everybody had a copy of this video. I told y'all there was a cop. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. People watching the video in Cincinnati, Ohio, of this very well-known celebrity peeing on a little girl. And I take some blame for it too. I take some blame for it too. Now, it wouldn't have mattered to me if it was a white girl or a black girl, but to the greater society. And when I say greater, that doesn't mean better. That just means, the mainstream white media and society that we've, lived in for a long time. Jen says, and more specifically, are young black girls. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't really watch it, but I heard enough about it and read a couple articles about it. I didn't like that at all. It don't matter about boys or girls, the children. I also agree, had it been a 14-year-old white girl, he would be under the jail. I don't think they actually put people under the jail, but I know what you mean. Lewis says, you saying you wouldn't smash a grown woman when you was 15. Well, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. But a grown woman shouldn't be smashing a 15-year-old. Just shouldn't be. Nat says the messed up part is that if it wasn't in Illinois and in another state, he would have gotten away with it because it's legal. Jenna says these days, with anything and everything being the norm, we should be just as afraid for our young boys as we are for our young girls. So sad. And I agree. I don't know why when I'm thinking about abuse, I don't think about the young boys. But young boys are sexually abused as well. But I don't know why. And it's, again, it's 2023 and I'm trying to train my brain to view things differently because, wow, this makes a lot of y'all mad. I always want to be right. That also means I don't want to stay in a bad mindset or a wrong mindset. When I come to the conclusion that my mindset is wrong, I want to change it because I want to be right. I always want to be right. So it's going to take some work for me to change my mindset, but I agree. Nikki says, typical man. Maybe. I don't know if that's being a typical man or not, but it has always been my mindset. Which is, again, it's not good. It's not good. I'm not even trying to make any excuses for it. Not trying to make any excuses for it. As a matter of fact, like I said, I'm working on changing that mindset because I do want to be right. And I realize that it's wrong. Again, I know some of y'all, you always want to be right. Yeah, I do. R. Kelly claims he was abused by his sister. I believe that might be true. But that don't excuse nothing. It might explain some stuff, but it don't excuse it. Tony says, I was sexually abused by an older woman. I was right, and no one gave a blank. And that's bad. That's bad. That shouldn't be the case. And again, other than acknowledging that has been my mindset, like I'm not a liar. So I'm not one of these people. I always felt that way just because I've come to the conclusion that that's the right way to feel. No, that's not me. I'm not a liar. I'm going to tell you this ain't how I felt, but that is the right way to feel. And I will train myself to view things through that lens. And I think that's what you want to do. Tony says, but I haven't abused the child. Angela said, did he reveal that or his brother? I know his brother said it on one of the R. Kelly documentaries. His brother did say that he was sexually abused by somebody. I don't remember who it was, but that he was sexually abused. Tony says, I was 8 years old. Now let me ask, and this is just a question. There is definitely a difference. Or is there a difference? I mean, if you're sexually abused, you're sexually abused. But, and again, y'all, I'm still training my brain. I do, as of right this moment, see where somebody could say, there's a difference between an 8-year-old being sexually abused by a woman. Meaning some woman forcing herself sexually on an 8-year-old and a 15-year-old having sex with a woman. Consensually, even though in a lot of places the age of consent is not 15. But a 15-year-old can make a decision. even though they can't legally consent. Is there a difference? Is there a difference? I mean, other than just the age, even just in terms of the act and what the criminal, what should happen criminally to that person. Tony says no excuses for R. Kelly. And I'm supposed to say it doesn't excuse it. Look, everybody who deals with trauma does not necessarily deal with it the same way. Everybody who deals with trauma does. So, Tony, it happened to you, and thank goodness you did not turn around and revisit that on somebody else. Thank goodness that didn't happen. But some people do, and it doesn't excuse it, but it might help explain it. Crystal says there is no difference, only a double standard. What's the double standard? I get that you're saying there is no difference. In your mind, there is no difference. What would be the double standard, though? Let me see. Let's see. We're about done. We're about done with the 9th ballot. McCarthy seems to have lost again on this 9th ballot. McCarthy seems to have lost again on this 9th ballot. Nat says, Mr. Dickinson, who started SCPA, was apparently molesting little boys. When it came out, he quit and moved to Florida. I don't think he was ever prosecuted. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Tony says, that's a big age difference. But like you said, abuse is abuse. Age shouldn't matter. Yeah, I agree. Well, of course I agree. I said it, but Yo Underwood says a 16-year-old boy hitting a 22-year-old woman will get props, Emanuel. Well, that might be a little different from a legal standpoint because 16, at least in Ohio, is the age of consent. So a 16-year-old and a 22-year-old legally can have sex in Ohio. A 15-year-old and a 22-year-old can't. So that becomes the difference. Yo Underwood says, okay, 15 then. And that's true. If a grown woman preys on a young teen, it's considered wrong, R. Kelly. But a teen boy with a grown woman is considered a conquest. You get me? No. I mean, yes and no. The reason that what you're doing is confusing is because you're looking at it from different perspectives. So, okay, if a grown man preys on a young woman, on a young teen, it's considered wrong. If a grown woman preys on a teen boy, what's that considered? Because you looked at it the other way. Which is confusing. If a grown man preys on a young teen, it's considered wrong. If a grown woman preys on a young teen, see, then you have, oh, that's a double standard. Crystal says, in Ohio, a minor at age 16 can say they consented with the adult, and Ohio will not pursue prosecuting the adult for statutory rape, only contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Crystal says that's the double standard. Happens with male and female teachers. See, there you go. Yes. That's the double standard. They aren't even prosecuted the same. Yes, that's the double standard. Yo Underwood says we brag more. I don't know if that's true. In my mind, I would imagine young girls having sex with grown men are telling their friends about it, just like young boys having sex with grown women. Because don't be fooled into believing that there aren't young girls who are pursuing grown men. Just we expect grown men to say, no, you're a little girl. But if a young girl can pull a grown man, they probably bragging about it too. How do I feel about the age of consent being 16 in Ohio? I understand it. What should the age of consent be? I don't know. I don't like all that arbitrary age stuff. Just think about it. My birthday's September 23rd. So I'm a 15-year-old on September 22nd. And I have sex with a grown woman. She violated the law. But at midnight, I have sex with that same woman. It's perfectly legal. What's the difference? So just coming up with an arbitrary age, I understand it has to be done. I mean, you have to say, like to say, we got to draw the line somewhere. So I understand it has to be done. But I just don't like it. I understand it, but I don't like it. Let me see. I had another story here that I wanted to make y'all aware of. Facial recognition. And I know some of y'all, facial recognition has improved over the years. Like some of y'all open y'all phones with y'all face. I think I can do that with this phone, but I don't even have a thumbprint thing enabled on mine. It's a code. But facial recognition, how do we feel about just that technology? Well, facial recognition tool led to mistaken arrest. A 28-year-old Randall Reed, who is black, was jailed in late November in DeKalb County, Georgia. His arrest brings attention to the use of technology critics say results in a higher rate of misidentification of people of color than black people. Than white people. Yeah. This particular story is from the Grio. I'm going to read from the Grio. Louisiana authorities use facial recognition technology, but that led to mistaken identity and the arrest of a Georgia man on a fugitive warrant. Randall Reed, 28, was jailed in November. His attorney said authorities erroneously linked Reed to purse thefts in Jefferson Parish and Baton Rouge. He was arrested on November 25th. He was released on December 1st. He's black, and his arrest brings new attention. Oh, the screen just jumped. Okay, there we go. He's black, and his arrest brings new attention to the use of technology critics say results in higher rate of misidentification of people of color than white people. He says, they told me I had a warrant out of Jefferson Parish. And I said, what is Jefferson Parish? Said, I'd never been to Louisiana a day in my life. Then they told me it was for theft. So not only have I not been to Louisiana, I also don't steal. They say he was falsely linked to a June theft of luxury purses from a consignment shop. A Baton Rouge Police Department detective then adopted the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office identification of Reed to secure an arrest warrant, alleging he was among 3 men involved in another luxury purse theft. Excuse me. Now they say, in terms of physical appearances, differences such as a mole on Reed's face prompted the Jefferson sheriff to rescind the warrant. They said the person who estimated a 40-pound difference between Reed and the purse thief in the purse theft surveillance footage. So that man spent basically a week in jail. Now imagine, just imagine, you are minding your own business here in Ohio, just going about your business, and the police come up to you talking about you got a warrant for something that happened in Illinois. And you like, I ain't never even been to Illinois. I ain't never been to Illinois. Yeah, it was some robberies that happened in Chicago. And we got you on facial recognition software. And you're like, what? What the hell? So they arrest you and put you in jail for a week. And then you find out, you see the video, you see the face that they saying you look like, and you like, that don't even look like me. You don't see this big ass mole I got on my face? He ain't got no mole. That don't even look like me. You spent a week in jail for it. But that's what happened. And people are not happy about it. People are not happy about it. They say Reed's case brings renewed attention to the use of facial recognition tools in Louisiana and elsewhere. Facial recognition systems have faced criticism because of their mass surveillance capabilities, which raise privacy concerns, number one. And because some studies have shown that the technology is far more likely to misidentify blacks and other people of color than white people, which has resulted in mistaken arrests. I don't know. I think we like facial recognition software when it's opening our phone. Not so much when it's getting you falsely arrested because a big fat dude without a mole, the computer said that's you. I wonder why. Why in my mind, why is it misidentifying black people at a higher rate than other people? Because you figure it's a computer. I understand the human, and look, I might sound like a racist here, and wish I had an alert up. Hold on, let me do this, because I feel like what I'm about to say is gonna sound racist. I feel like what I'm about to say is gonna sound racist. So let me do this. No. Here, let's edit this, because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm a racist. All right, we do that, and we put that up. Anybody who tunes in now, they will see that I'm not a racist. It says it on the bottom of the screen. I couldn't put it on the bottom of the screen if it wasn't true. I have to admit, just the human factor of this thing. You know, Mrs. Livingston is watching a lot of these Korean movies. And we'll be watching it, and I'll be like, I don't know who is who. You know what I'm saying? I just being honest. I don't know who is who. Because they kind of all, I can't make the distinction between who is Ping and who is Ling. It's difficult for me to, you know what I'm saying? I can't, ain't he the cop? No, he not the cop. You sure he not the cop? Is he playing, you sure, like they not supposed to be twins? He playing dual roles. That ain't funny. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. They look. How am I supposed to tell? That's the human part. That's the human part. I don't think computers are supposed to do that. Like they supposed to use all these different points on your face and all of that kind of stuff. So why is it? And look, it ain't just the Korean stuff. I do that on a lot of just other movies. Where I'll be like, it'd be white people. And I'll be like, ain't that the chick that slept with him earlier? Like, no, that ain't the chick that slept with him earlier. The other blonde-haired girl was the one who slept with him. Like, they both look the same to me. How am I supposed to, like, they should do something to, they look the same, they built the same, they got the same hairstyle, everything. Like, what? How am I supposed to tell them apart? Like, ain't that his sister? Why are they going to bed together? That ain't his sister. Why are you trying to be funny? I'm not trying to be funny. They look very similar to me. So that's the human thing. Computers ain't supposed to do that. So why is it that the computers are looking at facial recognition and misidentifying black and people of color at a higher rate than white people? The computers are not supposed to do that. Jason says, no, they don't look alike. Maybe they don't look alike, but I can't tell them apart. I can't tell them apart. But I couldn't, if you put, oh, I better put this back up because this is about to sound really bad. If you put a Korean, a Japanese dude, a Chinese dude, I just stick with them, all in the lineup and told me to pick out who was who, I would be like, ain't they all Chinese? Ain't they all look Chinese to me. I don't know. I don't live in that part of the world. I don't, you know, and I can't really tell the difference from that perspective. You call me Chinese. I'll be like, I thought it was Chinese. My bad. I'm just telling, I'm being honest, Jason. I'm being honest. They programmed the computer to be racist. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Sierra says, I just came back, but this conversation sounds problematic. I'm just being honest. I'm not a computer. I don't understand. Well, here's what I would say. You can't say that it's racist for me to not be able to tell them apart if the computer ain't racist for misidentifying black people more than white people. If the computer can't do it, how is it racist if I can't do it? I'm sorry. Janice says, I do believe white people and Asians look more alike than black people do. Yeah. And again, maybe just my eyes ain't trained to tell the difference. My eyes ain't, I mean, I got some Asian friends and I know them. Like if I saw them in a crowd, I would know them because I know them personally. Angela says, white ladies at work will be mad at me saying they looked alike. I'm just saying I understand it. That's all I'm saying. Have they been over for dinner? Sure, yeah. I've had Asian people to my house. Why is that so hard for people to believe? How's that difficult for people to believe? I know people. I've had people over to the house for dinner. What, I'm going to be having a dinner party and be like, well, no, you Asian, so you can't come over. Come on. Angela says, I'd have to identify them by outfit, not hair or eye color. Nat says, I don't know if you're trying to be funny or not. Koreans typically have bigger heads. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know the difference. I don't know the difference. Just like I hear people talk about, white people and they, he looks, he's Bavarian and blah, blah, and I'll be like, he looked like a white person to me. He looked like a white person to me. He looks Italian because you can see the Italian features. I see white person. I'm sorry, I ain't spent no time in that part of the world to be able to distinguish between a Russian white lady and a Ukrainian white lady and a German white lady and a Yugoslavian white lady. I see white lady. I'm sorry. Now, a lot of times I can look at a sister and be like, yeah, she from Georgia. Yeah, she from California. She New York, Midwestern. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I can, just looking at a sister, you can kind of tell what region they're from. But I can't tell you all that other stuff about other people. I just don't pay enough attention. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. I can tell more features of the motherland than white women. That's yes. Shahara, she's mad at me. I'm sorry, Shahara. I did not fake Wi-Fi cutouts. I forgot. Don't be mad at me. I want you to feel at home. She says, that doesn't even make sense, sir. It might not make sense to you. But I'm telling you, I can tell. Sometimes. I can guarantee you, because I have to do it in Lincoln speak for you. I can guarantee you that I might be able to tell probably some of the time. Guaranteed. Ben says, I know the difference from a downtownian and a Forest Parkian. All right. Y'all, let me get out of here. I got to go. Somebody asked me how was the jacks. We didn't get a chance to play jacks. They are sitting on the table, and I'm about to go up here and tear that ass up. I got jacks, and it's about to go down. Somebody asked me, where did I get my jacks? I just happened to be over in, what's the name of the restaurant that I don't like? I don't like the name of the Cracker Barrel. I happened to be in Cracker Barrel, and I saw they had jacks. This was a while back, and so I picked them up. I was trying to teach the little baby how to play jacks. She's terrible. But, she was only 4 at the time. So maybe she'll get better. And then Mrs. Livingston want to act like she got skills. Ain't got no damn skills. So she wanted something last night. And I told her I'm just too tired. But I told her when I wake up that she had to go do something. But I think I hear her upstairs. She's back. And I'm about to tear that ass up. Of course, I dominated the little baby. That wasn't even she couldn't even do ones. Like, she couldn't bounce the ball and get the jack and catch it. I dominated your little ass. But Mrs. Livingston, she about to get all this. I'm tearing that ass up. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. This has been the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I hope something amazing happens in your life today. Something life-changing, all right? Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.